putting myself out there, you know, like as a freshman, trying to start an org was just a little something like freshmen I don't feel like do. um, but yeah, so starting NASA, the Native American Student Organization, that spring semester in 2012 was a little difficult, but when we started the table and we started to do a lot of more outreach, we were able to find more Native students that came up to our table. It was like, oh, I'm Native, like I didn't know there was a student org, and like we told them like, oh, we just started it and stuff like that. So it was really good to find like Native students um, from like on campus. Although like our org is like really small still. This last year, since I'll be graduating, I hope to like leave people with this. So we're pushing hard to find more Native students. And there was a term that stuck to me. It was urban Native, and I was like, oh, that's who I am. That's what I am, and I kind of wanted to use that within the name. And then when this movement happened, it's called Idle No More. That started to take photos for to spread the awareness. Was I felt like that was a new era. So 2012, I felt like that was a new era of indigenous resiliency and like indigenous indigenous resilience and decolonization. So I felt like I had to add that in there to show like this right now. This time is an important time for indigenous people to come out and show who we are as indigenous people. So yeah, I came up with Urban Native Era, and it not only pertains to like or only urban natives. It pertains to all natives who are affected by this urban setting or this lifestyle after colonization. So yeah, I started that, and I started spreading awareness through all that. Me going like me being a millennial and like using social media as just a way to share these indigenous issues and to make sure people are aware that Native people still do exist and that we're still doing these things. And you know, like one of the things through Urban Native Era is just like we put out apparel and clothing, and like everything we kind of put out, we tell the meaning behind it. So a lot of there's a lot of Native brands and Native brands that are coming out, and we're saying like this is our like apparel. This is how we want to portray ourselves. You know, this is like our style. This is like contemporary Native stuff, and we want to show that to the world instead of buying something from like Urban Outfitters or like any other like non-native owned brands. You know, who release stuff. So like through all that and using that platform like to social media and bringing that awareness, you know, I feel like people are starting to actually gain a somewhat conscious of like that indigenous people are still here and we're still kind of pushing forward. But what sets me aside, just like I feel like just doing that and being outspoken about that. There's just a lot of people who just like do school and stuff like that, and I feel like me going out there and like talking about it and using social media as a tool as a millennial, like it's important. It's important, and it's important for my community. It's important for the Native community. So I feel like I need to or have to do that so I can leave something behind for the future generations and keep pushing forward for them.